The Muse Part 2 uh, video cut out on me and shit. I was just watching Dodo the Pilot Man. He's a great source of information, especially with all that's going on. You should check him out on YouTube. Uh, the way he breaks it down is just funny, but it's real. There's a lot of other people out there doing the same shit, just like I'm about to do. I want you to refer to a movie that was a classic back in the day. It was called V for Vendetta. And if you look at that movie and the political dynamics of what happened in that movie, it's the same shit that's going on now. It's all about fear and control. You can't get caught up in that. You got to live your life the same way you've been living it. You got to keep doing what you've always been doing. And you've got to protect yourself from, people want to be trying to put you out or whatever, throw you under the bus because you are the way that you are and that you're not afraid of this shit. Fuck all that shit. The thing about this is, um, like I said in the first video, there's two ways you can go. And the way that you respond to these things is going to be how the shit plays out. So you have a choice. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice right now. Everybody has a choice to how you're going to live your life and do it unapologetically, regardless of what anybody else says or thinks or does. Because you have the blind leading the blind, and you have people above that who are influencing these people's decisions. It was funny, my mom got a call from a friend. Her friend was with her fear, oh, they're taking everything off the shelves. So she come to me, oh, they're getting everything off the shelves. I gotta go to the store, you wanna come with me? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. You can fuck around with that crowd all you want. So you have to draw that line. This is beyond setting boundaries in your average situation, relationships and friends and whatnot, because this is this goes beyond just physical. This is spiritual and mental warfare. Which brings us back to the muse. What you should be focused on is your passions and desires. You should be on a frequency where you're in a creative space and that your attention is drawn there, because wherever your attention goes, that's where the intent and the energy that you possess will gravitate towards and give that space power. You know what I'm saying? Wherever your attention goes, that's why it's called intuition. Tuition is what you pay when you go to school. Your intuition is what self-explanatory. But V for Vendetta is a great movie as far as a reference for what's going on. There's a lot of great movies, Outbreak, Epidemic, all that other shit. But that was the one that came through on the channel when I was sitting here in silence and being alone in silence physically. Because, you got all your peoples with you. You got all your spirit guides with you at all times. But being in that space allows you to hear clearly without any distractions. It's important to have that much space for yourself so you can receive what you're supposed to receive. Um, the muse is magic, magi, imagination. And we'll go around the room real quick and I'll go through some of the stuff that I've been doing at this time, because I have not been focused on any of this in a way that has got me out of order. You know. So, fancy. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. I can't turn it around. Did the fancy dog. I got a new eye. I saw this eye in a dream that I had recently. And it's not quite finished yet. But this is one of the channels that came through. This bigger piece right here is a 3-piece set. Turn it to the side, see if this goes. And for me, this represents that subconscious mind rising up and taking back control of the kingdom. The dolphins and the orcas. If you know anything about them, they're very spiritual as far as totems, but what they represent. And then the being himself. And this is more divine masculine because I've done a lot of feminine energy in the past. It's best to give examples instead of just saying shit because it gives more validity to what you're doing. The genie in the bottle, the inner genius, the physical body. This is the spiritual body, and you can see which one is bigger and which one is older, but still has that timeless kind of a form and that energy and that power. You know what I'm saying? It's where you should be at. My creation fancy again. I went back and did this one over. Move some of this out the way. And this has a lot of symbolism. I haven't quite gotten it all together yet, but as you can see, it looks a lot different than the first one I did. I did a lot of changes to her appearance and with the colors and the vibrations of the colors, but still the animals, the totems are still represent the crocodile. If you know anything about Horus, the baby horse used to ride the crocodile. The spider up here would be the birth and rebirth, and then you have death with the insects. You know, all this stuff plays in, and these are all messages you get when you're alone and unbothered, should I say, when you're in your element and you're in your space, and you're not being influenced by things that would normally take you out of that space, your distractions. We all have our responsibilities in this physical world that we have to take care of, but if you're not in the right state of mind, then things around you are going to crumble eventually. So having that space is very important. And the muse, your favorite music, your favorite hobbies, if you want to call it that, your spiritual practices, which you should be creating to suit your modality, is like you take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and mix it in your pot, your own personal cauldron, because your situations and circumstances are different than the times when somebody else implemented them and what they did it for. But if you draw from there and then put it within your own imagination to see how it plays out for you, that is power in itself, and that's how the real you allow that real you to surface. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna take it down for a little bit, go back into the dream realm, whatnot. But this is the Muse channel. We'll be back with more. Y'all stay positive. Don't let people influence you and push you to do things out of your normal everyday thing. You change because you want to change, not because somebody else wants you to change to fit a certain mold or modality. You have to be true to your essence of who you really are, what you came to do. I mean, let's get funky. This is that last days and times they talk about kind of thing. This is when the tide turns. And to be a part of this now is no small thing. You got to take this as a responsibility, not just for yourself, but your lineage, not your physical, but your spiritual lineage as well, to uproot the traumas and the stigmas and all the stereotypes and practices that have been forced upon you that you know in your heart are not for you. You feel what I'm saying? And become who you truly. It's not even about becoming. You are who you truly are, but allowing that to shine forth unapologetically. All right. So I'll talk to y'all on another one. Peace.